Golf Central on YouTube, brought to you by the Chrome Soft Golf Ball from Callaway.
Hi there, I'm Todd Lewis, and this is your Golf Central update. The race to Dubai concludes this week. Top 7 players still have a chance to win, but Jon Rahm is not in the field, opting to rest and not play. So that means Minwoo Lee of Australia, Matt Fitzpatrick, Paul Casey, and Tyrrell Hatton of England, and the 2 Americans, Colin Morikawa and Billy Horschel, who are 1 and 2 in the standings. They are the only players that can win. Horschel and Morikawa talked with Tim Barter of Sky Sports about potentially becoming the first Americans to win this title.
You know, I've been trying to think about this for the last few weeks. Actually, last probably month and a half since I've won the BMW PGA, and it's something I never thought of. You know, growing up in America, you know, the PGA Tour was what I grew up watching a lot of. Obviously, I grew up watching a lot of European Tour, as I talked about, but I never saw myself, you know, playing a lot on the European Tour. Yeah, I wanted to travel around the world and play some places, but, you know, I never saw myself thinking winning the Order of Merit over here. And obviously, I know Colin Montgomery's won it multiple times in a row, and the names that have won it have been tremendous. But like I said, over the last month and a half, it's something that would be truly amazing to do, and you know, knowing that no American's ever done it would be an added bonus.
You mentioned the names on the trophy: Ballesteros, Lyle, Langer, Woosnam, Norman, Faldo, Montgomery, Els, McIlroy, Westwood. Pretty cool to put your name alongside, wouldn't it?
Yeah, all Hall of Famers there in my mind. Guys that have had tremendous careers in the game around the world. They're world-class players. As my college coach said, if you want to be a world-class player, you got to travel around the world. You got to play well, and you got to win tournaments. And so those guys have done that tremendously. And you know, it's easy. It's easier in America because we don't have to travel very far to tournaments. But when you're traveling from country to country, you know, trying to understand the culture, trying to understand how to get around, and the time changes and everything, it's a challenge. So to fully understand what these guys have accomplished in their lifetime is amazing.
I think we had this conversation a year ago, and to be here, have a chance again, and be in a better spot, to be honest. Game feels great, and, you know, it's a season-long race. Everything is, and to work hard, and it's important now, but it's important early on, and you want to be consistent, right? So, you know, it would mean a lot.
To add yours, how special would that be, particularly as the first American to do so?
Yeah, I was going to mention that. You're missing a young American. Look, I've got 4 days to play some really good golf, and we've put ourselves in a good spot, but it'd mean a lot. The history behind this and behind the trophy, to add yourself to a list of great names, there's no bigger honor than that.
You're the man to catch. You control your own destiny. How will you approach this week?
Just like any other week, to go out and try to win the tournament. And that's great to control your own destiny. Normally you don't have that opportunity because you might be catching, right? But I have the chance to, if I win, it's in my control, and that's what I want.
Describe how special this year has been for you already.
Well, look, a lot has gone on. You know, I won a WGC, check that box. Won another major, won the Open Championship. And man, was it special. It's hard to describe. You top that with the Ryder Cup, not to hurt, you know, your guys' feelings, but there's so many memories that I keep building, and they just keep getting better and better, and I want to enjoy it. And I think I don't do a great job sometimes of enjoying the moment as much as I want to, because I want more, right? I want to go out and win again. I want to win the race to Dubai. I want to win the DP World Tour Championship. But that's just how my mind works. So, you know, I'm going to look back after these next couple weeks and look back and see how much I've accomplished. But a lot to look forward to in the future as well.
In Florida, it's the last event on the 2021 LPGA Tour calendar at the CME Group Tour Championship. It's the final event and the final group teeing off Thursday at 9:15 a.m. That group containing the 2 top players in the world, Nelly Korda and Jin Young Ko, and one player who is a popular dark horse picked to win this week, Lydia Ko. Lydia talked with Amy Rogers on Wednesday.
Definitely feel like I've been playing pretty consistently well. You know, I didn't start off really well at BMW, and then I kind of climbed back into finishing tied third, and then just been feeding off momentum and just enjoying it out there. I think I've been less result orientated and kind of thinking, what's meant to be is going to be, and that's kind of what Sean told me. So yeah, thinking of that mindset, but at the same time, being 100% focused out there and just enjoying being out there.
You've talked a lot about consistency over the last few weeks. Some would say you're playing the best golf of your career. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this is probably the most consistent I've played in my whole career. I don't really know how many times I was in the top 10 or in contention when I was number one. Those are stats that I could probably go back to, but I'm probably not going to. But yeah, I think the more times you put yourself in contention, you get confidence from that, and then I feel like it's like a seesaw. At one point it's going to tip towards your way. So yeah, it's been great to kind of put myself in those kind of positions and feel what it's like to be back there again, the pressure, the stress, or just the adrenaline that when you're in contention or in the final few groups. So I think it's a great place to be at, and hopefully I'll be able to feed off all of those positive results and momentum into this week and finish off my season strong.
What are some of those things that you would still like to work on?
I think just consistency a little bit more in the long game, and then in the putting as well. I think long game has been a lot better these last few months, but then my putting hasn't been as good. So sometimes I think when you are hitting more fairways and hitting more greens, you feel like you're putting worse because you've just got more opportunities and more looks at it, rather than when you're scrambling and just making 3-footers for pars. And obviously that's not a bad place to be at, but I think just overall consistency, and for me, just mentally, just being out there, no matter what the result's going to be like, just hitting with 100% authority and confidence.
Also this week, the PGA Tour is at the RSM Classic in Georgia. Scottie Scheffler beginning his tournament on the Seaside course at 9:50 a.m., going off with Max Homa and Louis Oosthuizen. Scheffler coming off a second-place tie at Houston last week. He will now have Ted Scott on the bag, who has been the longtime caddy for Bubba Watson. And Scheffler talked with Kira K. Dixon about the change.
I've gotten to know Teddy decently well over the last couple of years being out on tour, and he's obviously a fantastic guy, and was definitely, I think, is going to be a great partner for me out on the course, and I'm just really looking forward to getting things started this week. We're just kind of getting used to each other and seeing how things work.
How have you guys gotten to know each other over the years?
Well, I paired with Bubba at Zurich in the spring this year, and just kind of being around, you just kind of get to know people. We see the same guys every single week, and so Teddy's obviously one of the good ones out here. So I'm looking forward to being partners with him. How would you describe him as a caddy? As a caddy, I've only gotten one practice round under my belt, so I'm not sure. But I mean, he's fantastic. He's very well prepared. Great guy to be around. He's a really good positive influence. So you guys have just done this first practice round. That's the first time that you've done a round together as partners. Yes, yeah. So we did yesterday, and then the front nine this morning, and I'm still waking up this morning, so I don't really remember too much of the front nine.
So we'll see if that partnership works out for Scottie Scheffler. And here's our lineup this week on Golf Channel. Again, the final event on the European Tour. You can see that beginning at 2 a.m. on Thursday morning. Then we go to the LPGA Tour for the CME Group Tour Championship. Then it's off to Sea Island for the RSM Classic. Then the CME Group Tour Championship. First round coverage, that'll be on Thursday afternoon, 3 p.m.